Oh, hey guys, didn't hear you click in. Corny. What are we going to talk about for the nooner? We're going to talk about Star Wars stuff we didn't know they made. At least I know I need to squeak this. I need this chair squeak. I put WD-40 on it, okay? Okay, hadn't done nothing. I need to throw it away. I might go this weekend and buy me a new chair. I am sick of this chair. Anyway, what were we talking? Oh, figures we didn't know about. Or toys. Now, growing up, I've talked about before, I had about everything. I don't think there was anything from the original line early on that I didn't know about. But when I got into collecting in the early 90s, 92, 93, somewhere around then, I picked up a book. It was Star Wars, Star Trek merchandise, kind of price guide book. Had Vader on the cover and an Enterprise. And I remember getting that book, flipping through it, getting to the Star Wars figure section. First thing I wanted to look at was Blue Snaggletooth, because I didn't know about Blue Snaggletooth at that time. I mean, I had one as a kid, and we always knew something special about it, but we didn't really know why, and it came from Sears and everything. So I looked that up to see what that was. And then I started, looking at they had the figures and release order. So I kept looking through there. And I can remember the one that really stood out in my mind, without a doubt. Luke with the trooper helmet. Luke Stormtrooper. I can't speak tonight. Luke Stormtrooper, and the helmet came off. And I can remember looking at that book when I got home from B. Dalton or somewhere, and being amazed. I was like, "Oh my God! I didn't know they made." There was no picture of it, so I just had to visualize in my head what it would have looked like, and it was hard to picture. I mean, this wasn't the days where I could just run on the internet and pull up a picture and find it. I was like, a Luke Skywalker. First I was like, what's the card look like? And I keep picturing the original, the Stormtrooper from the line, and then how would they do that with a helmet that comes off? It just blew my mind. I could not believe it, and I couldn't help but think, man, if I was a kid and they made that when I was still buying the figures, I would have been in heaven. That would have been the greatest figure of all. Because I like doing anything with a helmet, but a Stormtrooper with a helmet, that would have been amazing. And I remember being bummed out that it wasn't a Han Solo. I was like, why would they do that? Another one was Anakin Skywalker. I never knew they made it until I got into collecting, and I was like, I just couldn't. And that one they had to have a black and white picture of that one, so that helped out a little bit. It wasn't a figure that I thought, oh, if I was a kid, I would have been all into that. I was just amazed that they made it. I was like, oh man, I was amazed that they made, the Power of the Force figures, because I did see Power of the Force at the store. I didn't really pay attention to them. I remember seeing them at KB and telling my brother, hey, new Star Wars movie's coming out. They got toys out for it. It's called Power of the Force. I was a stupid kid. But between 85 and like 92 when I got back into it, I didn't really think about Star Wars all that much, or at least the figures. And I just figured, those basic figures I had was the ones that came out. I didn't even think of them doing more figures I didn't know about. Except sometime around 86, 87, my friend Boyd across the street had a little brother that had a B-Wing pilot. And I was like, I know that's Star Wars. I didn't know his name, and I knew it was something I never had before. And I was like, what? What is that guy? So, figured that out. I remember going through that collector's book and seeing the Tatooine skiff. And that, I don't have the original. I just have that one right there. That's the one that was released, I think, late 90s. Early 2000s at Target. Same mold, but I wish I had the original. It just costs so much. It's hard to find. The box art is beautiful for that one. But I remember that. I was like, I've got to see a picture of this. I couldn't believe they made a skiff. And, I go back in my head again thinking about all the old toys they made. And how could they do that into a skiff? Shuttle Tydirian. I didn't even know. That wasn't even Power of the Force. The Shuttle Tydirian, what I now have up there, and that is an original Shuttle Tydirian right there. Actually, the second one I bought in my adulthood. The other one I sold so I could buy Mario Kart. I know. Yeah, I feel so bad for that. I had to buy another one. Got a good deal on Craigslist when you get good deals. But I can remember going through that book and like a Shuttle Tydirian. They made that. I couldn't believe it was Shuttle. Then I just thought it was called Shuttle. I didn't know it had a name, Tydirian. Imperial Shuttle, I think is what was on the box. I was like, they made an Imperial Shuttle, and I was like, man, now that, look at that again. As a kid, that Imperial, let's go take a look at that. Let's go take a look at that. I mean, look at this. I didn't plan this. I hope the light's good over here on this side of the room. Let's turn the light. I mean, really, look at this thing. Let me pull this down so I can see. Okay, look at this thing. Now I've done 2 videos on it, really looking at the inside of it. It's got a little door opens here. It's got a little play area in there. Of course, it's got the ramp. It's got this opens up. The cockpit opens up. Put a figure in it. That is an impressive ship. Look at the size of it next to the Falcon, and we all know the Falcon's pretty big, but it's big and tall. I love that. I love that. So that's a great looking ship right there. But that's another one. Hey, let's get back over here. Uh-oh, you get to see my shirt. You wore that shirt in another video, Junkman. You wore that shirt already. Yeah, I get that in the comments section. It's going to be a little dark. Turn the light. Got to turn it back. But yeah, we were just talking about stuff. I mean, we're curious what you guys didn't know about. Maybe in the 90s or maybe recently. Maybe we started watching my videos. You found out, hey, I didn't know they made that. I didn't know about... I didn't know there was a 12-inch line. Maybe you didn't know about that. Maybe you didn't know there was die-cast ships back in the late 70s, early 80s. Maybe you didn't know about the Micro collection. The Micro collection. Maybe there's some figures you didn't know about. Honda Carbonite. How can I not bring that up? Luke. There's always those Power of the Force figures that really threw me. But Luke, Honda Carbonite. Those 2 was like, wow. And I can remember when I finally got them. I was amazed. I was like, God, those 2 figures I wish I had as a kid. I wish they made when I was still buying the toys right there. The ships wise, I can't really think of what. A Y-Wing. I didn't know they made a Y-Wing. Now that was odd because that's I think that's around the first issue, Return of the Jedi stuff. I must have been getting out of that. The Ewok Fortress. I didn't know they made that, but I didn't have that. That's one of the few I didn't have. I'm trying to think if there's any other ships or a place that's other than the Ewok one. I think I had about all of them. Just never cared for having the Ewok one. It looks pretty fun. I was probably a little younger. I would have probably got it. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any more ships. Oh, the TIE Interceptor. I didn't realize that they made that either until I started collecting in the 90s. Let's see, TIE Interceptor. Mostly anything that 84 and up, 84 to 85 I didn't know about. Like I said, I remember going to KBC and Power of the Force, but it was mostly Ewoks, so I really don't remember what figures they were. I didn't pay attention to them. There was probably a lot of the basic figures too. But anyway, I'm curious what you guys, some stuff you didn't know from the Kenner Star Wars line you didn't know they made until maybe you got older and started looking back at the toys. Maybe if you're not collecting them, some of you don't collect, you just like to reminisce and talk about the old stuff, which is probably most of the fun for me also. I much rather talk about it and remember the old stuff, I think, than even have it. Anyway, let me know in the comment section about some stuff you didn't know they made. And I guess that's it. Thumbs up on my content. Don't forget, live Friday night. That's tomorrow, or that's today when you're watching this video. Tonight, 8, Russ and Junkman live, 8 o'clock Eastern time. That will be the main video. Will be the live stream, so check that out. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thumbs up on my content. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk again soon.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.